everybody, and good Thursday evening. It is time for the Valley's most in-depth, geeky weather forecast video, appropriately named Weather for Weather Geeks. We've got a pretty quiet pattern ahead of us, mercifully quiet. We're kind of settling into a little bit more of a typical midsummer pattern in which the rain chances are not nearly as frequent and plenty of great pool afternoons ahead of us. But we'll find some interesting things to talk about this evening nonetheless, and I wanted to start out with a quick review of where we've been temperature-wise so far this summer and how that compares to recent summers. Still plenty of summer left, but this is going to go into the record books as a warmer than average summer, and that would make it 6 in a row after 3 summers in which we were pretty close to average. 2013, 2014, 2015. 2014 was slightly cooler than average. It's really been 12 years since 2009 since we've had a significantly cooler than average summer season. And so ever since 2005, really, so for the last 16 years, the warm summers have far outnumbered the cool or average summers in our area. Now that being said, today was a cooler than average day, even in a warm summer. Of course, you're going to have cooler than average days. Today's high 78 was a full 5 degrees cooler than average, a very comfy 53 this morning. The record's on today's date, 99 and 46. You look at the nation as a whole, and some of the climate reports aren't in yet for the Southwest, but there's not a lot of extremes across the lower 48 states today. So we were 5 below average, as was Boston, as was Raleigh. Atlanta right at average. Dallas, it was 95 today. That's a degree cooler than average. New Orleans was close to average. To find much significant warmth compared to the average, you have to head off into parts of the Dakotas and into Montana as well. And with the relatively tame temperature patterns across the country, there's not a whole lot of really active weather, a scattering of showers, typical daytime stuff in parts of the southeast this afternoon and this evening. A couple of showers far northern New England, a couple of gusty thunderstorms in spots along the front range of the Rockies, especially up in Montana, out into the Black Hills of South Dakota. Now, over the last couple of days, we've seen a dramatic reduction in the wildfire smoke. You'll notice we get some brighter oranges here as we head towards Friday, Saturday, and Saturday night, maybe even into Sunday. But unlike a couple of days ago, this will mostly be very elevated, just making for a little bit of a haze in the sky. The near-surface smoke will be quite a bit lower than it was a couple of days ago when it was remarkably thick, some of the thickest wildfire smoke we've had around here in recent memory. So most of it pretty well aloft and no health hazards posed by any high-altitude wildfire smoke over the next few days. All right, tonight, the moon is not full tonight, but it is full tomorrow night, but it's going to be awfully big in the sky tonight with a partly cloudy sky overhead. You can check out that bright moon, almost full. It's the July full moon, which is given a lot of names. One of them is the buck moon. It's also sometimes called the thunder moon for summertime thunderstorms. So technically full tomorrow night. Next month is the sturgeon moon in August. All right, high pressure will be in command of our weather for another day on Friday. We've removed any chances of rain from the forecast for Friday and for Saturday. Might be a shower up towards Detroit, maybe Sandusky, but that is about it on Friday. This warm front slowly moves through Saturday. Again, northern areas might see showers closer to the front. Windsor, Ontario, Detroit, Michigan, maybe the I-90 corridor in far northern Ohio, but for the most part, this is going to be another fine summer day on Saturday. But as we've been talking about this week, we do have a decent chance of at least a shower or thunderstorm here and there Saturday night into Sunday. There's some model differences on the timing of any thunderstorms and showers on Sunday. So if you have outdoor plans on Sunday, keep checking the forecast. But I kind of suspect a lot of this might be over with by about midday, with some of this activity trying to shift to our south and east as we get into the afternoon. Temperature-wise this weekend, it'll be a little bit warmer than the average. We've been a little below average, and we will be again tomorrow, but then warmer than average by a couple of degrees Saturday and Sunday. And with increasing dew points by Saturday, it's going to be a muggy second half of the day Saturday into Saturday night. Dew points might back off a little bit if that front gets through a little faster on Sunday, but this is a pretty steamy pattern as we look forward. And taking a look at the lower 48 states kind of from the 30,000-foot view here, the really hot weather we've had at times this summer has been when high pressure is centered along the west coast. As we go through the next 10 days or so, we're going to see this kind of heat dome, if you will, kind of flex its muscles right over the inner Mountain West and into the front range of the Rockies. And this will bring some of the hottest weather of the summer so far to places such as Dallas and Oklahoma City and Denver and Lincoln, Nebraska, and Omaha, Nebraska, places like that. And as we go into next week, this is the pattern for early to middle next week, you'll notice we still are kind of under the influence more of a trough over the northeast than this ridge. So while it's going to be warm during the first half of next week, it is not going to be excessively hot. This run of the European model, though, does shift the heat ridge a little farther to the east by the following weekend. So at the very end of July and start of August, it'll be possible that if this ends up being the right idea, if the ridge is centered here instead of over the Rockies, then maybe we'll start squeezing out some 90-degree temperatures once again. But until then, until this possibly comes to fruition, I don't see a lot of 90s in our future through the middle of next week, even though it's going to be pretty classic midsummer stuff with highs in the middle and perhaps upper 80s. Thank you for watching the Thursday evening Weather for Weather Geeks video, and have a great rest of your night.